Hello, hello. It is Sara Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here for this Moon Astrology Tarot. This time for the moon in Pisces. This is July 23rd through the 25th. And I think this might be these might be those days to process. You're going to want to intentionally take time to process with Mars and Jupiter and Gemini, with the Sun and Venus and Mercury in Leo. You're going to want to take time to process. So do take that time, take those opportunities, take the intentional time to slow yourself down. My overall thought about or feeling about Mars and Gemini through the 7th of September is because Jupiter is present. It might increase anxieties. It might increase the nervous system activity, things like that. So you're really gonna want to slow down during this transit. So take that time, take those opportunities to really pace yourself energetically, pace yourself in time management. And this could be a good opportunity if you're not somebody who's good at time management to really, take the time to take the deep breath and be like, okay, yes, I might be running 2 minutes late, 5 minutes late, and I need to slow down or I'm going to hurt myself or I'm going to break something like that, because we've got a lot of just whirlwind information. And so, as this moon's in Pisces, with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, both in retrograde, and Chiron is stationing. He goes retrograde just after this moon in Pisces. And with the activity in Gemini and the activity in Leo, it's you're gonna need to be responsible for taking care of yourself. You learned a lot of taking care of yourself during Cancer season, but you still have to apply those things now, especially now as we move through the rest of July and certainly through the rest of the year. It's really going to be about stabilizing yourself, stabilizing your energy, taking the time where you need to, maybe even taking extra notes where you need to. Maybe where you didn't have to before, that you need to write things down so that you don't forget things, because it's going to be just, again, information overload as we move through this. And the Neptune retrograde at 29 degrees of Pisces is contributing to all of this. So it's a lot. And with Pisces too, the moon in Pisces too, there could be a lot of grieving going on. As we continue to release things and let old patterns go and old beliefs go, and, just a lot of things are going. And so it's certainly take that time to process, to grieve, to move through the emotions. My point is like, just don't ignore your systems that need attention, whether that is your physical, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, and your energetic. Don't ignore your systems. Don't ignore your body and what it's telling you it needs. If you need to bawl your eyes out, if you need to, do some yoga, do some Tai Chi, do some things to move your body, now is the time to really do that and to focus on that as we continue to do this. Again, it's turning off the news media, it's turning off the radio, it's turning off the social media. Because it's so much, and we're more and more getting mentally fatigued from it all. And so, taking the time to process all of it is going to be very important as we continue to move forward. Let's see what the tarot has to say. The good news about retrogrades is why I was gonna say like nothing new, but like to a lot of people it's a lot new because they're not aware of things. So unfortunately for several people, it's going to be more newness than not. Okay, we got the Magician in reverse. So this is Geordie LaForge. Magician is the Mercury card of the tarot deck. Um, I think this is just, it kind of goes back to you may not be feeling it right now. You may not be feeling like you can wave your magic wand and change your life. You may not be in that space right now because you have to release some stuff. You have to continue to process through some stuff. And so as you are processing it, like it's kind of like in the moment, you don't see why the breakup needed to happen or why he wasn't right for you, she wasn't right for you. You don't see that in the midst of processing the fact that the relationship is over. All you see is the relationship is over. And it's not until you process through that that you're on the other side, like, oh, now I get it. Now I understand why that needed to happen. If you lose your job or, whatever, in the moment, you don't feel like that was a gift. It takes that processing time for you to realize, oh, that was actually a gift because it opened the door for this beautiful romantic partner or this incredible new job or this incredible opportunity to relocate with my family or closer to my family, right? Like you don't see that in the moment. So I feel like that's what the Magician in reverse is that in this moment of grief or of sorrow, you may not see how you can be the magician of your life. Let's see what the angels and ancestors got going on. Okay, we got the stag, and this is trust and thrive. Yeah. So there's so much uncertainty that there's so much uncertainty right now that I feel like most of us don't know what to trust. The safety and security of our systems and structures is fucking collapsing. It's falling to pieces, and you have to find something to trust in. Remember that Pisces rules spirituality, it rules duality, the human experience and the spiritual experience, right? And I feel like as we're moving through this time and space, a lot of people who have trusted in the 3D systems, and yes, we're stepping into a whole new, like trusting and having faith in a higher power, God, source, universe, guardian angels, spirit animals, Gaia, Mother Earth, however you define that for yourself. But remember that there's a lot of people out there who maybe go to church on Sunday, but they still don't trust that God's got their back. Like, right? So, and that's kind of my biggest beef with that is that you really trust God because you're so scared of doing so many things but then you go to church on Sunday. But my point in saying all of that is that it's a lot of people are coming to terms with how or what faith they have in a higher power or a faith in God source universe. And some people are so stuck in that trusting the 3D, the earthly authority figures and earthly leadership, and that shit's falling apart because we're stepping into this new 5D or this new paradigm of trusting in God sourced universe, trusting in a higher power, co-creating with a higher power. And a lot of people are not in that space. And so it's trust and thrive. It's trusting that no matter what your current circumstances, you are there for a reason. There's something you need to experience. There's something you need to learn. And you can also thrive in those circumstances, right? I have a friend who's also a nomad like me, and her and I have both been back in the Midwest for the better part of the last year and a half, 2 years. And we're both experiencing just that like urge to get the fuck out. We loved it on the West Coast. We loved where we lived. She lived in California. I lived in Arizona. We loved it there, but we're both like experiencing this this just eagerness to get out to travel, but we're both living and moving through a season of life where we both need to be in the Midwest. So while we are both like venting to each other about living in the Midwest, we both acknowledge that right now in this time and space, we have that much faith in God's source universe, that we're here for a reason, for a purpose, and that it is going to be the slowdown that both of us needs to go to the next level of whatever we're up to, right? So just keep that in mind as you are maybe moving through something that feels really sticky, really murky, that, you know, or even stagnant, that there's a reason for it. And, you know, if you're in the most stagnant of energy right now, you can continue to thrive. You may have to do it bit by bit, baby step by baby step, but there is a way to thrive even when your circumstances seem completely illogical. So, okay, that's it. That's what I have for this moon in Pisces. Sun and rising signs video link is below. You can buy me a coffee. You can book a reading with me. You can watch the 2024 practical tools video. And you can also join the Awakening Spirit Collective. All those links are below in the description box. If you have questions, please feel free to drop me a comment or just drop a comment and say, hey, thanks for this. I appreciate those comments too. Or drop a like, things like that. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you on the next video.